Hey guys, my name is Nick and welcome to my channel. Today I want to go over some popular movies that have come out over the last month or so because, I just didn't have enough thoughts to go over individual reviews with each of them, but I do want to talk about them and express my feelings for these films. So let's get started with Just Mercy, a movie based on a true story that follows Michael B. Jordan as a real-life lawyer who takes on death row inmates' cases and tries to get them off of death row. Very interesting subject matter, very important subject matter. Also, the whole movie feels like a Lifetime movie. It is very by the numbers, very basic. I didn't feel like really any of the characters, whether main or supporting, had the time to really give us that, not to sound Oscar baity, but that sort of like Oscar-worthy monologue or that moment that really makes you connect with them. The whole thing just kind of felt like I'd seen it before, and it was so damn long. There was no reason for this movie to be over 2 hours. Whoever approved of that, I disagree. But you know what, this wasn't the worst movie. I'm not saying it's bad. It just didn't really do a whole lot to feel new or different or interesting to me. And I honestly feel like that's kind of a bummer when you are taking on such an important conversational topic like this, to not really do it the justice that it deserves. Well, that's not Just Mercy if you ask me. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. I didn't write that. That just came straight out of me in this moment. Next, I want to talk about 1917 because it is being hailed as one of the best movies of 2019, has a really strong shot of winning Best Picture at the Academy Awards next month, and this is where everyone hates me. I did not love 1917, but another one that I don't necessarily think is bad. I think it's fine. I think it's good. This is what I think about 1917 as a whole. If you had told me that this was a video game movie, then I would have thought it is the best damn video game movie ever made. When you tell me that it is the frontrunner for Best Picture and I go see it, it was a little disappointing, and mostly because there really just isn't a story. It's a journey film, which can work for many people, and I'm not surprised that a lot of people have taken to this, but it's just characters trying to get from point A to point B. I wanted more from it. I just felt like there was a lot more that could have been done, even in all of the space in between any action sequences. I didn't feel like the dialogue between our main characters or anyone else did enough to really build a story. It felt like we were just hanging out in this moment. And that is the entire design of the film, to feel like you are with these characters from the beginning as they are making their way through these war zones. And I think the technical aspects of this film are phenomenal. They certainly are. I think the production design is fantastic. I'd say it's underrated, but it's nominated for Best Production Design. So clearly people are paying attention. The cinematography, the editing, of course, great. They're all great, but when there isn't really a story for that to service, what do we have? Basically an empty shell as far as I'm concerned. Back to the video game comments, because I know I'm not the only one that said that, but it truly does, like, in the beginning, it's like our character is just go-to guy who gives them mission, and then other person gives them other information. There is a part where a character collects a material that then comes in handy later. I'm not going to spoil it, but I mean, it's already been out for a few weeks, but still, it's like, you know what I'm talking about with the milk? It just feels like side quest completed, check mark, and it felt kind of silly. As I was watching it, I was just like, this is a fucking video game. I do really appreciate those technical aspects, and I think that this is a very well done film. It's just not one that I would ever want to revisit. Lastly, I want to talk about Little Women, because this is another Best Picture nominee, and it's a big deal. It's the latest from Greta Gerwig, has an all-star cast. It's very well done. Another one that has phenomenal technical aspects, the production design and the costume design, so good. I am a stickler for a period piece. I like it to look like that period, and I can often be like, nope, looks like a set, looks like set dressing, I'm not into it. But Little Women is on point. It has a lot going for it. My problem with Little Women, as you're gonna see, a theme for this video, it's movies that are good that I just didn't like. I have never watched a Little Women film, I never read the book, never had any interest in it. And so I went into this blind because I thought, oh, well, this will be my first Little Women experience. Well, that may have been a failure on my part, but I also think it was a failure on the filmmaker's part because this was clearly meant to be something made for people that have already seen or read Little Women, and it was a fresh new take that was different. Well, that completely failed for me because I think that the way that this film cuts between time periods completely deflated so much of the emotional effect that a lot of the developments should have had because I wasn't aware of the material. I did not know that certain things would play out the way that they did. And the film treats you like you're supposed to know that. And sure, yes, I can say I probably should have watched those other versions before going to see this one. But also, this one should have just been Little Women. I should have been able to go see this movie and get the story fully. I know a lot of people did not have the problem with the time jumps, and a lot of people really love it. For me, I really didn't feel like I had a moment to grasp onto anything that I really cared about. And some scenes, the way that they are structured and set up, I just didn't feel like I got that emotional pull I was supposed to, because the film itself already told me how things would or would not play out, and that to me, I just could not help but get past. Again, as I stated, these are movies that I think were good, they were well made, they're good enough, and I can see them having their audiences, but they really didn't do a whole lot for me personally. And that's why I wanted to do this little review roundup, just to squeeze them all into one video, make it nice and convenient for me. So thank you so much for watching this video. What did you guys think of these movies? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear some different opinions on these, so feel free to share them. Like this video, share it with your friends. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.